Hi, this is the walkthrough video for AP Statistics for the 23-24 school year. AP Stats this year is going to meet G block. My free periods are C and E. This course overview here is kind of material that's a general description of the course. It's not going to make a whole lot of sense until you are well into the course what all this stuff is, but it's worth reading through. I said that my free periods are C and E. I would, if you're trying to catch me either before school, after school, during a free period, during the break, always like email me ahead of time because I tend to move around this campus. I work out of Marshall office. Sometimes I'm in the art building because of my engineering course. And during those blocks C and E, I may be in the math office, but if you want to nail me down as to where I will be, uh, you gotta, it's best to do that ahead of time. All right, so these are the major course objectives. That's defined by the College Board and what they say AP Statistics is. We're using the Stars and Tabor book, Practice of Statistics for AP Examination. That's in its 6th edition. It's really readable. I would highly advise having the book and reading through it as you're going through. Of course, you need a pencil. You need a TI-84 graphing calculator every day for class because this is a very calculator-heavy course, and your laptop is how we convey material in this course. You do not need to bring the book to class each and every day. That is not required. Okay, so this is a rough outline of the course. The material leading up to the AP exam has 9 units. The 10th unit is essentially the exam prep itself. Then we take the exam on May 7th, and there are some advanced topics that we might take on after that in May. All right, how do we get a grade for this course? So your final grade will be the average of your 2 semester grades, and each of your semester grades will combine 2 grades. One is your course grade, which will account for 80% of your semester grade. The remaining 20% comes from the semester exam. Now, that course grade is 90% from your unit tests, and the 10% is like other work that we're doing during the unit. It's quizzes, classwork, things like that. So since this is an AP course, there is no second semester exam. So all of your second semester grade comes from the course, right? So there's not the 80-20 split there. If you have questions about that, let me know. Because this is an AP course, I am not doing retakes and summative assessments, but there will be a substantial curve on the assessments themselves. It's always a good idea to go back and try to figure out the problems that you missed and why you missed them, but we are not doing retakes on summative assessments. In the spirit of essentially being and not seeming, um, there is not extra credit, right? So we want you to actually know statistics and not chunk your way through it by doing extra credit work. Assessments will be graded in such a way that they reflect your understanding of the content being assessed, your ability to persevere, to demonstrate critical thinking, to work creatively and collaboratively, and your willingness to be curious. So these are things that, like, when I do the report card and I write my comments, I will be addressing, like uh, perseverance, critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and curiosity. Uh, on the sliders on the report cards, you get graded on the following: your work habits, the following work habits: your engagement, your attention to detail, your organization, your self-advocacy, and your timely completion of work. Right. So that all goes into the sliders on the report card and comes out on the other end. Attendance. This is an AP course. You're expected to be, here and doing and being part of the classroom and the discussion and all of that. This is what the handbook has to say about attendance. I frequently don't get into this with students because you mostly, for the most part, are there every day doing what you're supposed to be doing. but just in case, this is what the handbook says, and this is what you need to live up to, right? Um, the academic honesty, this is again what the handbook says. For me, one of the biggest things to know is the difference between collaboration and cheating. If you are collaborating on an assignment, the two of you are working together on a sheet of paper, and you can crumple up that sheet of paper after you work together, and each of you produce your own work and hand that in. That's collaboration. That would look like two different people doing different work. If one of you produces all the work and the other one writes on their sheet of paper what the other person wrote on theirs, that's what we call cheating, because that's taking credit for someone else's work and calling it your own. And that's something that breaks down trust and not particularly useful. So that's kind of the rule of thumb that I use to determine the difference between cheating and collaboration. I highly encourage collaboration. Cheating is, of course, against the fabric of our school. Cell phone policy. Cell phones, according to our school policy, should be off and away during class. I'm not usually one to make a big deal about cell phones. I tend to count on students being able to self-monitor. If you're having trouble self-monitoring, I will, definitely help you by nodding and saying, hey, instead of doom scrolling, maybe we should learn a little bit about standard deviation. However, if it does become a problem, this is again what is the school-wide cell phone policy and what should be enforced if things become a problem. On the whole, the class is pretty straightforward. We're pretty all about making sure that you're active and doing during class. If as the year goes on, this is a living document. If there's ever a revision to this, which there's likely to be, particularly the schedule is usually the thing that most gets revised as the year goes on. I will send you an email with what the revision is for the syllabus, and I will highlight in the syllabus what has most recently been revised. This syllabus will be housed on Schoology. You can access it at any time. If there's something about the way we're running class or just the way things are happening that either doesn't work for you or there's something that we need to do in order to make things work for you, this is all about you learning and not about my ego. So please, by all means, speak up. Let me know, and we can talk and probably make adjustments as we need to. Because I want this to work for you. I want you to learn statistics, meet with success on the AP exam, and all that. So there's our syllabus run through for the year. Again, any questions, feel free to reach out.